Good evening, dear students. I am Sakshi, your business law lecturer. Today we are going to discuss about Indian Contract Act 1872. Okay? Indian Contract Act 1872. So, before going to that, I'll give you some daily life examples. You'll wonder if these are really contracts. Yes, I'll give you some examples. Uncle, can you give me 2 packets of milk? Bhaiya, can you deliver me one pizza and one burger, please? Yes, brother, I want to purchase this duster. What does it cost? Yes, these are all contracts. Whatever will we see in our daily lives, these are all contracts. You wonder, oh, this one is, yeah. Every day, whatever we are doing, that is a contract. So, now you got to understand the importance of contract. Yes. Now, okay. Now we entered into contract. Fine. So, uncle, can you give me the milk? I have given him money, but he didn't give me the milk. Then what we do? It's a wrong thing, right? We need to claim. Please give me the milk. I have given you money. We'll fight with you. That is contract. Okay. Then the delivery person didn't deliver you pizza. Then what happens? We'll call them and ask. It's because he didn't fulfill his promise. He didn't give us, he didn't deliver us the pizza. So these are all contracts, what we'll see in our daily life. Understood? In this Indian Contract Act, and today I'll tell you what we are going to learn. We will see what we mean by contract, we will see what is agreement, we will see what is promise, what is consideration, what is contract, everything you are going to see. Okay. Before going into Indian Contract Act, what they were using in our previous days, what they used to follow in olden days, 1872, the year 1872 Indian Contract Act came to existence. Then what about before 1872? What they used to do? So, there were some laws. So, there were some Hindu laws. So, Hindus used to follow Hindu laws. And Mohammedan laws. So, Muslims used to follow Muslim laws, in short abbreviated as Muslim laws. Okay. So, Hindu law. What is this Hindu law? So, Hindu laws are nothing but people have created the laws based on Vedas. Based on the Vedas. They have created some laws. Based on the Dharma. Based on Dharma Shastras, they have made some laws. Okay. Similarly, Muslim people, based on their sources of information like some Kabul, Hindu, they have made their own laws. Those are common things. So, Hindus used to follow, and Hindus, whenever they want to enter into contract, they used to follow Vedas, Dharma Shastras to perform the contracts. Whereas Muslims, they used to follow their own principles based on the sources they have. That is Muslims. Then Mauryas, during the Mauryan period, they used to do bilateral transactions. Okay? They used to do bilateral transactions. So what do you mean by this bilateral? The term bi, it is two. So A asks B, can you give me rice? Then B asks A, okay, you give me sugar. So A is asking B rice, B is asking B, in turn he is giving sugar to A. Both parties are getting benefited. These are called as bilateral transactions. Then entered our English people. So during the British period, in some cities, in presidency towns like Mumbai, Calcutta, Chennai, they used to frame some laws. English people used to frame some laws and they used to follow. But other than that cities, judges used to give, other than that cities, people used to follow some morality based on moral, based on justice. They used to frame contracts. This is the history. Before the Indian Contract Act begins and came into existence, what people used to do to form the contracts. Did you understand? Now, let's move into Indian Contract Act. Okay. Now, the main topic here is Indian Contract Act. So, Indian Contract Act is divided into 4 parts. During 1872, how the Contract Act was there? Now, I am going to show you that. From 1 to 75 sections, general principles were there. Then now, from 1 to 75 sections, we have general principles. Okay. Now, 76 to 123 sections got cancelled and repealed by Sale of Goods Act 1932. Okay. Now, 124 to 238. We have some more sections in Indian Contract Act. Still it is there. So it contains special contracts. Okay. So 124 to 238 we have special contracts. Now 239 to special contracts. 239 to 266 were cancelled and it is repealed by Indian Partnership Act 1932. Indian Partnership Act 1932. So now there are only these sections regarding the Indian Contract Act. That is section 1 to 75 general principles and 124 to 38 special contracts. Okay. This is the synopsis of Indian Contract Act. How many sections we are going to get? Indian Contract Act. Now, what is the scope of Indian Contract Act? Why do we use Indian Contract Act? What is the scope? See, as I already told you, right? Let us explain a small example. There is a person called A and a person called B. A offered B a car. Okay. A said to B that B, can you purchase my car that would be 2 lakhs? Then B said, okay, I will purchase the car. And B had given 2 lakhs to A. But whereas A didn't give car to B, and what happened? A See, some acts won't apply for Jammu and Kashmir. Even contract act, it was not applicable for Jammu and Kashmir. But after giving 370 of Indian Constitution, Article 370, from then onwards, we are giving that Indian contract, same Indian contract act will apply to Jammu and Kashmir. Okay. Now commencement. When did it came into force? Came into force on 1st September 1870. This is in section 1. That section 1. Okay. I hope it's clear. We go to section 2. What section 2 consists of? Okay. What section 2 is? What section 2 is? So, before going into section 2 consists of all definitions. Okay. There will be all definitions in section 2. So, before going into that, before going to section 2, I'll tell you a simple thing about what we are talking about. We are talking about the contract, right? So, if you remember these 4 terms, everything in Indian contract it will be very clear for you. So, first, proposal. Okay. Next, acceptance. I'll help you with an example. Proposal plus acceptance. That will become a promise. Okay. Now, promise plus consideration. That becomes an agreement. Agreement plus section 10 becomes a contract. Okay, this is a simple thing you need to remember. So, what is this proposal? Proposal and A. What do you mean by proposal? Section 2A. First definition itself is proposal. What do you mean by proposal? How a contract is formed? We will take the same example of A and B car. A wanted to sell a car to B for 2 lakhs. 2 lakhs. We will take this example as base and I'll explain you. So, what do you mean by proposal? Proposal is nothing but offer. Proposal is nothing but offer. Okay, so what is offer? So same thing we will see in our daily lives. Offer. A is offering a car to B. A is asking B a car that he will purchase the car. A is asking B that he is going to purchase his car. A is offering B. Okay, that is nothing but proposal. That is the first part here. Okay. So now what do we require? Now A is asking B a car whether he is going to purchase his car. Now B should tell yes or no, right? If B tells no, there will be no contract. If B tells yes, then it becomes acceptance. Okay, if B tells yes, I am going to purchase your car, I will purchase your car, then it is acceptance. That becomes promise. Okay, so he is promising A, okay, I will purchase your car. That is proposal plus acceptance is promise. So first we require promise in contract. Fine, promise is done. Now promise plus consideration. Okay, promise plus consideration, section 2D. So what do you mean by consideration? Consideration means something in return. Okay, something in return. So B is getting a car, whereas A is getting 2 lakhs. Both parties are getting benefited. Both parties are getting consideration. Okay, so A should get essentials. Okay? So these essentials we'll discuss later. Now, agreement is section 10 will become your contract. Section 2H. Contract. Okay. Now, say we feel that all agreements and contracts in general, all agreements are not contracts. Say for example, you'll ask your dad, Dad, I used